Ladies and gentlemen, a new combat test snapshot has been released, number 8. Or, to be specific, 8B. There's no public trace of 8A though, so we might as well call this 8. This one contains some further tweaks to weapons and enchantments, but focuses a lot on changes to food and healing. My name is Sliced Lime, I'm here to guide you through all the changes in combat test number 8. Let's start with an overview of what these things are. If you haven't been keeping track of the combat test snapshots, these are not your regular snapshots. They are a separate track of development, they are not compatible with any normal snapshots, and they are not guaranteed to be included in any given version. That is, they did not ship with 1.16, they might not ship with 1.17. They'll be included in both editions of the game, both Java and Bedrock, once Jeb considers them complete. If you don't know what these are, then check out my previous video on Combat Test version 6 that has a summary of all the changes this far. Anyway, let's move on to the specific changes in Combat Test number 8. Starting with weapons. Weapon enchantments are now included in the base damage when calculating crits and potion effects. And that should mean that critical strikes become far more powerful when in a situation where you have a potion effect active or enchanted weapon. Another change to potion effects is that Strength 1 and 2 now adds 20 and 40% damage to your attack, rather than the flat damage of 3 and 6 that was applied before. There are also some server-side attack range calculations that failed before that Jeb has been working on to fix them. He notes that this should hopefully mean fewer false misses, but that the system still needs more work. Specifically for Axes, there's a change in this version. The Cleaving enchant has been buffed. It now adds 2, 3, and 4 points of damage, which is 1 point of damage up from all the levels as it was in the previous version. This means that Cleaving at level 3 is now more powerful than Sharpness 5. For bows, a mechanic that was introduced in Combat Test number 6 and then removed for Combat Test number 7 has now returned for Combat Test number 8, with some changes. That is how, when you hold the bow pulled, you will get fatigued, and what happens then is that you start losing accuracy. Bows in the Combat Test series are more accurate than they are in the released game at the moment, but this mechanic also makes them less accurate if you hold your bow drawn for too long. This has been changed so it doesn't start until 3 seconds after you start drawing the bow. In Combat Test number 6 it was applied immediately, and when the fatigue kicks in after those 3 seconds, it will now also cancel any chance at getting a critical hit. The change has also been done to tipped arrows. Instantaneous effects on tipped arrows, like hurting or healing, are now scaled down by a factor of 8. This is just like the duration of effects with duration is also scaled down by a factor of 8 before. Shields have had a single fix. The shield protection arc has been fixed once again. It was broken and then fixed and then broken again and now fixed again. And finally then for food and healing, another system that was introduced in Combat Test number 6, removed in Combat Test number 7 and has now returned for Combat Test number 8. Eating is now once again interrupted when you get hit. That goes both if you get hit by a player or if you get hit by a mob. And it also applies to drinking, that is both drinking some form of food item like milk or a potion. Liquid foods, that is stews, honey and milk, can now be consumed faster. They take 20 ticks instead of 32 or 40 before, and potions are now also drunk faster. That is also down to 20 ticks from 32 ticks. 20 ticks for reference is exactly 1 second. A change for a specific potion, healing potions now heal 6 points of health, that is 3 hearts, per level. That used to be 4 points, that is 2 hearts, so an increase by 50%. And those were all the changes in this version. Now, do note that this is not compatible with any other version. Start a new world and test it on here, and don't try to upgrade that world to any other version later. Now for a note, if you're interested in theory crafting, Jeff has provided a link to an Excel sheet that he's used to balance these changes. So if you are interested in that, there is a link down in the video description to that Excel sheet and also of course to the original Reddit thread. Speaking of the Reddit thread, how do you get the Combat Test snapshot? Well, you don't get it through the launcher automatically, you have to download it specifically. And what you do is you go to the Reddit thread or to the download link in the video description and you download a small zip file. This zip file contains a folder that you need to extract into a folder under your Minecraft installation folder. If you don't know where that is, there's a link in the video description as well to a help page that will tell you exactly how to find that folder on your own system type. So that folder needs to be extracted to a folder called versions under your Minecraft folder. There should already be a versions folder under there, just unzip the folder into there. Now, once you've done that, close all running instances of the game and of the launcher. Start the launcher back up, and now you'll be able to create a new installation. Make sure you have toggled show snapshots on, and then create a new installation, and in the drop down box for the version, you should now be able to find a version that says pending-116 combat-5. Create your installation with that version selected and launch the game. That'll get you playing this combat snapshot, and do so, test it out and give feedback, because the purpose of these combat test snapshots is to gather feedback from the community. This is your chance at affecting how combat in Minecraft is developed. Where do you leave that feedback? Well, don't leave it in the comment of this video. While I appreciate all comments, this is not where Jeb will go to look for that feedback. Post that feedback in the original Reddit thread, which you can find a link to in the video description, or on the feedback site, which you can also find a link to in the video description. And that was all for this time. I hope you found this update video useful, and if you did, please help me out in return, leave a like and share it with your friends. If you want to stay up to date with all the latest Minecraft news, then please subscribe to this channel. I make update videos for every new snapshot, pre-release, release, or even combat test snapshot of Minecraft. My name is Slime, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.